Hello everyone, I am Mrs. T. Gauri Tangam, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Sakti College of Arts and Science for Women, Vattanjatra. Today we are discuss about managerial economics. What is economic? Economics is a study of the production and consumption of goods and the transfer of wealth to produce and obtain those goods. Economics explains how people interact within market to get what they want or accomplish certain goals. Since economics is a driving force of human interaction, studying it often reveals why people and governments behave in particular ways. What is economic development? Economic development generally refers to sustained, concentrate action of policymakers and communities that promote the standard of living and economic health of the specific area. Such action can involve multiple areas including development of the human capital, critical infrastructure, regional competitiveness, environmental sustainability, social inclusion, health, safety, literacy and other intensive. What is economic development? Economic development generally refers to the sustained, concentrated action of policy market and communicate that promote the standard of living and economic health of the specific area. Such action can involve multiple areas including development of the human capital, critical infrastructure, regional competitiveness, environmental sustainability, social inclusion, health, safety, literacy and other intensive. Economic development differs from economic growth. Whereas economic development is a policy intervention endeavor with aims of economic and social well-being of the people, economic growth is a phenomenon of market productivity and rise in GDP. Consequently, as the economic Amartya points out, economic growth is one aspect of the process of economic development. Traditional view of economic development. It is concerned primarily with the efficient, least cost of allocation of the scarce productive resources and with the optimal growth of these resources over time so as to produce an ever expanding range of goods and services. New economic view of development. Economic development is generally defined to include improvements in material welfare, especially for persons with the lowest income. The eradication of the mass poverty with the correct rate of literacy, diseases and early death. New view of economic development. Economic development is generally defined to include the improvement in material welfare, especially for the person with the lowest income. The eradication of mass poverty with its concentrate of literacy, diseases and early death. Change in the composition of inputs and outputs that generally include shift in the underlying structure of production away from agricultural growth towards industrial activities. The organization of the economy in such a way that productive employment is generally among the working age population rather than the situation of the privileged minority and the correspondingly greater participation of the broadly based group in making decision about the directors, economic and otherwise, in which they should move to improve their welfare. Growth versus development. Economic growth may be one aspect of economic development but is not the same. Economic growth, a measure of the value of output of the goods and services with their time period. Economic development, a measure of the welfare of human in the society. Using measures of economic growth can give destroyed pictures of the level of income in a country. The income distribution is not taken into account. The small proportion of population can own a large amount of the wealth in a country. The level of human welfare is developed. Myth about the economic growth. It is the indicator of wealth which reflect the quantity of the resources available to the society. Does not tell us about the people's quality of your life, access to education and healthcare, employment opportunities, availability of clean air and safe drinking water and a treat of cream and so on. Economic growth by increasing a nation's total wealth also enhanced its potential for reducing poverty and solving other social problems. Economic growth, conditional enabling economic growth. First one, qualified labor. Second one, technological innovation. Third one, sound management. Condition enabling human development. Health services, education services, employment opportunities, democracy, employmental production. Goal, human development. It is called economic development. Indicators of the economic development. Indicator of the economic development. First one, development. Second one, human development index. Third one, other resources. Fourth one, growth. Overall, it is development, economic development. Growth. Growth means national income, gross domestic product, real GDP whereas nominal GDP, gross national product, per capita income. Economic growth using the measures of economic performance in the terms of the value of income, expenditure and output. GDP, gross domestic product, the value of output produced with a country during a time period. Gross national product, the value of output produced within a country plus net property income from abroad. GDP, GNP per head per capita income takes account of the size of population. Real GDP or GNP accounts for difference in price level in different countries. High economic growth fulfilled through the capital spending and a high number of underlying economic problem. How is the income and wealth distributed? Who is going the spending and will it trickle down to the poor? National income problem with using GDP or GNP. Reliability of data. How accurate is the data that is collected? Distribution of income. How is the income distributed? Does a small proportion of the population earn a high percentage of the income, or is income more evenly spread? National income problem within using GDP and GNP. Quality of life. Can changes in economic growth measures changes in the quality of life? Does additional earnings power brings with the additional stress, increasing in working hours, increased health and family problems? Impact of the exchange rate. Difference in exchange rate can destruct the comprehension needed to express in the currency, but which one and at what value? National income problem with using GDP and GNP. Some economic activity not recorded substance forming barter activity. For example, some economic activities carried out illegally, building work, cash in hand, drug dealing, etc. Work of the non-paid may not be considered but may contribute to welfare, charity work, housework, etc. Development. Development means normative concept, poverty, inadequacy, progress, sustains, self-intent, freedom, sustainable, primary, secondary, territory. Development incorporate and the nation of the measures of human welfare and such a normative concept open to interruption and substitutively. Development levels of poverty, absolute poverty, relative poverty, inequality, progress. What is constitute progress? Development, other consideration of the human welfare, political freedom, sustains self-esteem, proportion of activities, different sector of the economic, primary, secondary, territory, sustainable development. Development is a sustainable is meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Development substantially being freedom following the American lead, Operation Freedom but is improved welfare. Human Development Index. Human Development Index HDI, a socio-economic measures, focus the three dimensions of the human welfare. First one, life expectancy. Second one, access to education literacy rate. Third one, GDP per capita purchasing power parity. Other measures, number of doctors per head, number of 50 CS per head, number of TBs per head, number of years per head, disease indication, economic activities per sector, share level, crime levels, healthcare data. Thank you.